Welcome to Digital Bestiary, the channel with the most interesting lore from various video games. A quick warning, this video does contain some Halo Infinite spoilers, as we're going to be covering the story of the Harbinger and her species, the Xalanyn, or as we know them, the Endless, and why the Forerunners themselves feared them more than the Flood. The history of the Xalanyn is shrouded in mystery, but we do get some context from the game that allows us to piece together some sort of puzzle. So to start off, for context, years ago the Forerunners used the Halo Array in an attempt to cleanse the galaxy of all sentient life to stop further spread of the Flood. But not before cataloging and sealing away multiple specimens from every species in millions of silexes. These could then be used to repopulate the galaxy after the Halo Array was activated. A small amount of Forerunners sealed themselves away in order to oversee the repopulation to make sure everything was going as planned after activation. Well, within the first century after the Great Resetting, the Forerunners came across a species who they had previously never cataloged, and also were not at all affected by the Halo Array. This brought great confusion and uncertainty to the Forerunners. The Forerunners, in their curiosity, arranged a parley so delegates from both species could meet in discussion. And at the same time, this is when Zeta Halo, the one in Halo Infinite, was moved within range of the Xalanyn's homeworld. The delegates would meet in the silent auditorium on Zeta Halo, but this is where the relationship between the two species took a turn. The Xalanyn seemed to be more technologically advanced than the Forerunners, and oddly enough seemed to appear out of nowhere since the Forerunners dominated most of the galaxy. The Forerunners ultimately saw the Xalanyn as a threat, and imprisoned them on Zeta Halo, with of course a few exceptions that were kept in the silent auditorium for further research. The monitor known as Despondent Pyre, as seen in Halo Infinite, would be put in place to guard the imprisoned Xalanyn, along with the aid of their AI offensive bias. Now fast forward to the events that take place on Zeta Halo and Infinite's story, and their level of threat becomes a bit more clear. In the year 2560, the Banished faction led by Atriox and the war chief Escharum first arrived to Zeta Halo in an attempt to wipe out the occupying UNSC forces. While on the ring, the Banished set up excavation sites to uncover Forerunner structures. And in doing so, they came across the first Silex that contained a Xalanyn. The Banished forced a human prisoner of war named Lucas Browning to interface with the Silex, since humans are the only one capable, releasing the Xalanyn inside. This would be known as the Harbinger, the first Xalanyn to be released. Upon her release, the Harbinger formed an alliance with the Banished. She would help them rebuild Zeta Halo as they were seeking out to do so, as long as they helped her release her imprisoned species. The Banished, of course, agreed to this. The Master Chief would arrive to Zeta Halo, uncovering the plot to release the Endless. At the same time, the Banished used their technology to excavate and uncover the Conservatory, giving the Harbinger access to the structure, ultimately shutting down the Despondent Pyre and stealing data in the process. The Harbinger, attempting to establish a connection elsewhere on Zeta Halo, would be stopped and killed by Master Chief, preventing her from releasing the Xalanyn, but not before sending a transmission to an unknown location. However, thanks to the legendary cutscene, it appears her plan wasn't completely ruined. Atriox would be seen in a cutscene on Zeta Halo nearly 100,000 years prior to these events. It looks as if he's using a Forerunner key to unlock what seems to be the rest of the Xalanyn, although their Silex containers have a different symbol even from that of the Harbinger. This would explain the absence of Atriox in Halo Infinite. Now, there is still quite a bit of mystery, but there are many signs pointing to the possibility that the Xalanyn have some minor control over space and time. And this would explain why Atriox was seen so long ago, 77 years after the Halo Array was initiated, and why the signal the Harbinger sent out was said to be really, really old. And the Harbinger uses a teleportation ability during the fight with Master Chief, and when the fight was complete, the Master Chief wouldn't appear back on Zeta Halo until 3 days after it happened, but to him, it seemed like an instant. So did the Xalanyn move their entire civilization forward in time to skip the Halo Ray and the events of the Flood? Upon her release, the Harbinger also states, "I am the Harbinger. All that you know shall be undone." So will the Xalanyn be the next force we face in the Halo franchise? I want to know what your guys' theories are below, and if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more, and I will catch you guys in the next one, and as always, good luck and have fun.